Hello everyone, welcome back to Teacherpedia. Today's video is about how to connect a temperature sensor to an ESP8266. So if you remember in the previous video, we learned how to set up ESP8266 device on Arduino IDE and how to run a simple program which was a blink program in which a blink or LED was blinking after every second. So to continue on, today we will attach a sensor with an ESP device, and then that ESP device will connect to the Wi-Fi router or your Wi-Fi, and then it will send the temperatures data which the temperature sensor sends and give it to ESP, and then that ESP device will push it to the network, and you will see in this output or serial monitor the output of that result, which is the temperature of the environment of your environment. So to do that, we will first look into the what type of sensor which we are using. So this is the sensor which is called OneWire or DS18B20. It has got three wires. Black one is used for ground, the red one is used for voltage or power, the white or the yellow one is used for data gathering or data. And this is the pin layout of ESP8266. So we will connect the yellow wire with this pin, which is GPIO02 or D4 on ESP8266, and then we will connect the red one with the 3.3 voltage and the ground with the black wire. So moving on, we will use some libraries before working on our code. So first of all, go into the sketch, and if you haven't selected the board of NodeMCU, make sure it's selected. Go into the tools, then board manager, and then ESP8266 and select NodeMCU 1.012E module. Then in the sketch, go into the include library, then manage libraries. It will open a dialog box in which you can search your relevant libraries. You can also look what libraries you have already installed or which needs update, so you can check this type drop down as well. So we need to download or install two libraries. One is called OneWire, so I will just write OneWire and it will suggest me relevant libraries, and this is the library which you need to install. After that, after installing this library, we will use Dallas temperature and make sure to install this library. After installing these relevant libraries, include these libraries in your code and then define the two variables which are your Wi-Fi ID and Wi-Fi password. After that, we will define a variable in which we will define on which pin we will sense data, and in our case it's pin number 2 on ESP8266. Then we will create an object of that OneWire temperature sensor, and then the object of the last temperature sensor. Remember, there are two functions whenever you are creating a new program in Arduino IDE. One is called setup, in which you put all your one-time things in that function, and then there is another function which is called loop, in which you put all your recurring tasks in that thing. So the sensing part will go into the loop function, and the Wi-Fi setuping part and the credential part will go into the setup function. Okay, so serial dot begin, it's just how frequently we want data, and this is the maximum which we have defined, maximum rate. And then we have defined Wi-Fi.begin, and then we are connecting with our Wi-Fi. If not connected, we are using while loop, so it will try to connect after every 0.3 second. Whenever connected, it will print out our local IP. So in the loop function, we are using the sensors object and getting the temperature get temp C by index, which give us a temperature value in centigrade, and get temp F by index, which will give us a temperature value in Fahrenheit. And then at the end we are just printing, we are first printing the ESP device chip ID, which is unique for every ESP device, and then we are just printing out temperature in centigrade and temperature in Fahrenheit. So this is the device which we are using, Node M3 Esp8266, and this is the temperature sensor. These are its three wires, one is yellow, other one is red, and then we have a black wire as well. Now what we are doing is we are connecting this yellow wire with D4, and then we are connecting this red wire to 3 volt, and the black one is with ground. Okay, so we will do this in the back side. So this is the end result. We connected with D4, the yellow one, then black one goes into the ground, and then the red one goes into the voltage pin. After connecting the device, plug in the USB cable with the ESP and connect it with laptop and check the result. So after connecting your ESP device with your laptop by using USB cable, just check in the tools that in the port that it's selected, and it identify a device, some device. So it can be COM8, it can be COM3, it can be COM5, it can be COM6. If you don't find this port, make sure to check device manager and enable that port in device manager. So just hit the upload button and it will upload your code and dump it into ESP device. And if all goes well, we will see the result in our serial monitor in a while. So as you can see, it's now uploading our code into Esp8266. It will go till 100%, and after that 100%, we can check serial monitor and check that whether it's connected to the internet and giving us temperature or not. Yes, it's giving us temperature, and this is the ESP device ID, and this is first is the temperature centigrade and then temperature in Fahrenheit. So I hope today's video increase your knowledge about this thing of IoT and how to connect a temperature sensor to an ESP device and get the temperature data and display it in serial monitor as well. If you have any queries, do let me know. Until next time, take care, goodbye.